Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about Venus and Aries as a transit as well as a birth chart placement. So first, I want to start off with Venus. So Venus is going to be your values. It's going to be relationships. It's going to be self-esteem. And so when it's in Aries, a Mars ruled sign, Venus is not super comfortable in Aries, but it doesn't mean that you can't do great things. Let's take a look at some of the people that have Venus in Aries, like Kehlani, who is an R&B singer, Taylor Swift, who is like an icon in herself. Um, I do believe Reese Witherspoon also has Venus in Aries, if I'm not mistaken. But I think also, who else has Venus in Aries? Paris Hilton also has Venus in Aries as well. And so we have these people that are just very iconic. And they are, and I think iconic is a great word for Venus in Aries when we're talking about people that are the leaders in like this very Venusian way. Um, Women with Venus in Aries can be a bit controversial. Any placement that has opposing planetary energies are going to deviate from like the gender norms, and so women with Venus and Aries can be seen as being um, as not fitting into that box. I'm trying to like not be politically correct, but I'm trying to find the right words for it. But yeah, like there, people will tend to have a lot of criticism for these women because of that Mars Venus thing coming together and Venus not being super comfortable there. And that's just kind of like a thing. But it doesn't mean that, obviously that you can't do great things with that. When we do have Venus and Aries Venus go into Aries on February 4th, we will see a focus on one, self love, but we'll also see a focus on passionate love, as well as like kind of chasing after love. I think it's a great time for like speed dating, getting out there and just like casually dating, casual sex, like just kind of casual things that don't really have an end date or don't have like a like you don't have to like finish them. Like you can just kind of like start them and then go. That is like a very Venus and Aries thing. It's kind of like, oh, I did this, on to the next thing. There can be a love of competition while we have Venus and Aries. There can also be this, feeling of love of freedom. I think when we have Venus and Aries, people are really focused on fighting for their freedom. People with Venus and Aries are very much the same way. They value their freedom. They can be definitely very confident in themselves. I think, like if they don't, in their early life, they have had to fight for their confidence that they have now. These people can really love heat, whether it be their environmental heat or just heat in relationships. They want to feel something, and sometimes they can come off a bit aggressive when it comes to love, or they can come on a bit too strong. Too strong, I guess it depends. That's subjective. But they love very hard. They are very passionate people. And they are definitely going to be the ones that initiate things. They are not going to be shy about, texting people first or calling people first. That's not their jam. But yeah, that is kind of like the energy that we will start to see on February 4th, 2025, when Venus enters into Aries. Is this fight for love kind of vibe. To kind of wrap things up, here are some characters that I think that really embody Venus and Aries. And so when you think about Venus and Aries, if you do have Venus and Aries, think about yourself as these characters. I'm going to try and like list off some characters that everybody knows. So a lot of these will be Disney characters, just as a disclaimer. So I think about Merida from Brave. She definitely does not fit into like the stereotypical like girl princess kind of box. And she's like this fierce, badass princess that is out, fighting, literally fighting for those that she loves. But there's this tenderness and innocence that's there with this fierceness. And that I think is perfect for Venus and Aries. It's these very opposing kind of energies that are coming together. Mulan as well, another warrior for love. She went out and fought in place of her father, just like we see in Merida. She went out into the woods. You know, it all of the whole movie started with arguments with her mom, but we see her really fighting for her mom to be transformed back into a person. I think about Katniss Everdeen when I think about Mars and Aries. Not Mars and Aries, and Venus and Aries. That's a really big one. Not a Disney character, but that's a really big one I think of as well for that same reason. If you're a Sailor Moon fan, I think of Rei Hino, which is going to be Sailor Mars, and then finally I think about Prince Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. All of these have the same thing in common. They fight for their love. They are fiercely aggressive or fiercely loving. Sorry, not fiercely aggressive. Maybe they're lovingly aggressive, but they are willing to fight for their values, fight for their freedom, fight for their honor, and they definitely stand on business. And so they are not about talking; they're about action when it comes to love. And so, with that being said, let me know if you have any comments or comments or questions. Um, I will be starting out classes again next week, and so bring all your questions there. Unfortunately, I'm not on Facebook anymore, but I look forward to talking to you guys in class. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.